Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Spawn of Azathoth. It was written by Doc Herber, and our game master is John Hook. This is episode 29. Our recap will be given by Stuart Lively as his character, Cornelius Cuthbert. I would also like to mention that we have a new patron. Rubik has pledged $3 a month to our club. Thank you very much, Rubik. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Stu?
Thanks, Tom. First, Myron. Poor Myron. Then Zebedee. At least he lived, I hope. Dr. Saladin, my friend Zeno. I don't care that he took a different name later in life. He was my friend. Now he's dead. Dr. Augustine, friend for even longer. What the hell happened to him? He mutated into some terrible creature that attacked and murdered Zeno. I cannot believe that was Arlo. We made our way from the Buddhist monastery over a few days' travel through the cold hardship of the land. We finally came upon the mountain with a staircase, temple atop with the oracle. Fiendish creature, yet helpful. Its answer to where to go. The star falls in the maw of Lang. And to stop it, use the stone to kill the emissary. The emissary is the father ghost. The oracle said, how long before this is to unfold? In just one day. Continuing onward, we camped out again overnight. Arlo's inhuman tentacles fed upon the blood of Edith in the night. Disturbed by Arlo's continued mutations, we had no choice but to continue. To our horror, as we went further into this maw lined with tremendous mountains, we noticed massive spiders crawling along the mountaintops, almost indifferent to our efforts. Seeing such horrors triggered whatever malevolent mutation was festering in Arlo. The tentacles from within tore poor Arlo to pieces, revealed his new self, spider-like in nature. When the dust settled, Zeno was torn in half, and what was Arlo was shot to pieces. In shock, we pressed on. Dr. Long, Philip, Edith, and myself. We had to. We sacrificed too much to get this far. In the distance, what appeared to be Father Ghost, near a fire, with what might be captives. I have no idea what awaits us, but for all of humanity, we must go.
Thank you, Cornelius. As you guys have approached and you're on that outcropping overlooking down below, you can see a fire and there's a green hue near the fire. You can see Father Ghost and he's walking around the fire, and there are three captives tied up, bound hand and foot. They're on their knees, and Father Ghost has that bone-handled knife in his hand. The sky above is filled with green clouds that are just rolling and rolling, and you can hear the sound of what you think is thunder, but it sounds like a freight train rumbling through. And as again you look up and you can see those gargantuan spiders just delicately walking across the tops of the mountaintops, oblivious to what's going on down here below. As you're looking down into this basin, you can see Father Ghost. And you can just barely hear him. He seems to be chanting something. And he goes over and grabs by the hair one of those three captives and drags him across the ground. And there seems to be some kind of green stone that's glowing, that's creating that green hue in the area down there. And with that dagger, he just tears into that captive and just disembowels him all over that green stone. And as that is happening, the sound of that freight train punctuates even louder. Your heads are drawn upward because the sound is so abrupt and so loud, and you begin to see the sky being punctured by green stones falling. It's a meteor shower, and the stones are falling, and they're landing beyond the mountaintops into other areas of the mountain range. And you can hear them falling and thundering as they land. And as you look up, you see one fairly large stone completely plow straight through one of those gargantuan spiders. It explodes in gore, and all the other spiders begin to chitter, and they disappear as they go down beyond the mountaintops, and they disappear. So now they're gone from the mountaintops. They're hiding, and so that's what you see right now. And Father Ghost is in another round of chanting as one corpse lays in a pool of blood right by some sort of large green stone. You can also see down there in that little basin where he's got his bonfire, there is also like a cave entrance nearby, right close to him. That's your setup.
We've got to do something about those poor captives. Maybe if we can get them away from him, he won't be able to finish whatever ritual he's performing.
Yeah, I don't think we have too much time to think. So I have that cross that I got from Zeno's body. I have my Lien field, and I am charging down there.
I'm with you then. I will go with you.
The good news is that the cataclysm around us makes it pretty easy to not be heard. But if we have to use something in particular to kill him, I wonder if the alien guns can incapacitate him.
Is there any sort of cover to the approach, or is this basically a completely snow-covered field that we're running across, basically?
The jagged ruts of the mountainside, you could kind of do a controlled slide down from where you're at to that area down there. And these ruts are fairly deep enough that unless he was directly in front of a rut and looking straight up to see you, it is highly likely that you would not be seen. And the inverse is true. You cannot see him as you're making the descent. So it's kind of a blind descent.
Yeah, well, I think we just have to go. I will take that cover and go as quickly as my slowness can go.
Agreed.
All together. I have the Migo gun ready.
All right. 2 Migo guns and 2 regular guns and the stone in that cross, right? All right. So you guys begin making your controlled slide down this way, and you're able to make the descent. You get down there, and you're probably only like 5 feet from getting down to the actual basin floor. You're probably 20 feet away from the 2 remaining captives. Between you and the remaining captives is a glowing green stone. It seems to be like perched on a rock that was stacked there. The green glowing stone is probably about the size of a beach ball. And it's jagged and it's luminous, and you can feel heat coming off of it. And the corpse that's laying on the ground in front of it, you can see eerily the side of the corpse that's facing the green stone is already devoid of flesh. You can see bones, and you can actually hear the sound of organs cooking on the ground. Everyone make a sand roll for that, please. To include our Sherpas who are captive.
Pass.
85 is a fail.
All right. If you passed, lose 1. If you fail, lose a D4.
And I, of course, kicked tonight off with the 98. So
Oh, well, lose all 4.
I got a 90.
I lost 3.
I did as well.
I lost 1.
The bonfire, it has the ability for someone to traverse all the way around the bonfire. So since you do not see Father Ghost, your assumption is that he's on the other side of the bonfire. Although the possibility is there that he's gone into the cave opening, which is to your right. So the corpse and the stone are to your left, with the captives also further to your left, and the entrance to the cave is to your right. And the bonfire is right in front of you.
Well,
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say I was holding the crucifix out. I still have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to do with it, but I'm keeping it out in front of me and creeping my way around the fire to see if he's there.
All
Okay.
right, Ms. Thomas, I think we should have one alien gun on each side. So I'll go behind Frederick.
Okay, I'm going for the captives. Yeah, and I'll.
And question for Frederick,
Oh.
are you going around the bonfire towards the green stone? So are you going to be going left around this thing, or are you going right around this thing, which will take you closer to that cave opening?
To the right, because if he's either behind the fire or he's in the cave, and either way I want to be closer to him with this.
Okay. And so Philip,
Cuthbert, should we go the other way?
yeah, I'll go the other way, maybe arching around towards, I guess, the other.
We crawl around toward the left. We might get to the captives first. And
Yeah.
they'll know.
yeah. So
Like-
Frederick and Philip were going right, is what I heard. Edith and Cornelius were going left.
There was a slight misunderstanding. Edith and Frederick are going cave side to the right.
Right.
Corny and I are going to the left.
Oh, okay. Edith and Frederick are going right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. So I want to start with Cornelius and Philip going left. As you guys are starting to move towards the left, like I said, that corpse, that cooking corpse, is right there by the green stone. You have to get uncomfortably close to that green stone as you're going past it. I need each of you to please attempt a hard con roll.
Ooh. Come on. Okay, that no bunnies. Yeah, nope. That's I just didn't make it.
I made a regular, but I not anywhere near a hard.
Okay. So neither of you had a hard con roll. I need each of you
hard.
to roll a d6 for me, please.
Oh, geez, Jiminy crickets. 4.
5.
Okay. I need Baxter to reduce his con by 15 and Cornelius to reduce his con. You said you rolled a 5?
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Reduce yours by, I'm sorry. What did you roll, Philip?
A 5.
Okay. 15 for you, and then 12 for Cornelius. Reduce your con.
Ouch.
And each of you take 1 hit point of damage.
Oh, gosh.
You
Does
feel
it feel like burning?
it feels like burning, and you feel just your energy just sapping out of you.
Do we take a second hit point of damage if that constitution drop also impacts our hit points?
Yes, you do.
Oh, Jiminy crickets. Boom. All righty. Oh, get over my
But you're able to now skirt past it after feeling that intense heat like that. And the 2 captured and bound Sherpas are right there. I'm gonna flip now to the other 2, to Frederick and Edith. As you guys are getting past the green stone, Frederick and Edith are approaching towards the right-hand side. And as they're approaching towards the right-hand side, the cave opening is still a little bit further ahead on the right-hand side. But You guessed right, because now coming out from around the fire, distracted in his ritual, you are now face to face with Father Ghost, and he stops short, surprised to see you here.
I'm gonna shoot him.
And I'm gonna hold up my rock.
Okay. Edith has a readied weapon. Go first. You may have a bonus die for having surprise and being so close.
Okay, I will spend the 10 luck to make that a regular success.
Okay.
And so that is, I have the damage, D10 plus 1. That is 9 damage.
All right. You blast this beam of energy, and it just plows right through his upper right torso, and you can see flesh just torn away, right? His arm still stays there, even though the shoulder is just, almost ethereally ripped away, and you see bits and pieces of it floating off into air. His elbow and hand still stay right where it was positioned, because before your eyes, not only does that flesh get torn away, it then almost kind of in reverse, it pulls right back in and reforms onto his body. So it seemed to have had no effect. And you can see him beginning to raise the bone-handled knife in front of him. Frederick, you feel something stirring in your hand where you're holding the crucifix.
Oh, okay. Is it like a tension to do something? Is it like discomfort, or
it's a little bit discomforting, as it seems to be shifting in your hand and twisting, and the crucifix, the non-stone portions begin to crumble and break away as the stone begins to it's like growing like a crystal would be growing. And it's almost as if this stone was a geode, and the crystals on the inside are now growing and cracking through. They're breaking through the shell of the stone, and you can see this crystal sword is beginning to grow out of the stone that you're holding. And as Father Ghost sees that, he turns and dashes for the cave opening.
I'm after him.
Yep, I'll be with him too.
As I prepare a chase, let's hear what Philip and Cornelius are doing.
My trusty, legally checked out from the library envelope opener. I will cut the captives free.
Fantastic. They are free.
And I have Lee Enfield that I could hand to one of them if they look like they know what it is.
Are these Sherpas skilled in English? I hope to God.
I got
yes,
25% English.
I have a sum, so yeah.
I'm really good at Tibetan.
Yeah, really good at Tibetan.
25 is pretty good.
Sure.
Well, and I also feel like if somebody's standing up and rubbing their hands where they've been tied, and you hand them a rifle with both hands, language is of limited need.
Yeah, I can use rifle.
Yeah.
Please help us. We set you free, but he must be stopped. Bad guy.
Do we only have one rifle?
I have only one spare. And I'm thinking about whether or not the Migo gun will work on that glowing stone. But I would love to consult before I shoot it, because it's obviously emanating powerful something. What do you think, Cuthbert?
I just don't know. It's such an alien technology.
Well,
Yeah.
We're seeing the chase begin, so...
Is there anything else here? Is it just us? and the father ghost and the glowing stone, or are there tents? Is there?
No, it was just that. There was nothing else. So any equipment should have been brought and provided by your rescuers.
Okay. I was thinking if I could throw something over the stone, but I don't think there's.
Yeah, so as my fellow friend here has the rifle, I have nothing, so I'm unarmed. I have to use my fists.
Well, that's because in a previous life you murdered me.
Well, yeah,
It's karma.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so
that was my best friend that he killed. So I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. Which I say in Tibetan.
Yes.
and yet the feeling comes through.
And yet it comes through.
So I'm hesitant to try to blast the rock, but I think we should move over toward the cave entrance.
Yes.
And if it looks like Ghost comes out, we try to stop him. And what I have in mind is causing an avalanche if necessary of rock.
I don't think that we're in a place where there's an avalanche.
No, I mean, I'm going to shoot part of the inside of the cave so that there's a cave
I
in.
see.
Yeah. It may not kill him, but it could slow him down and just stop him from performing the ritual in time.
I'll stand here near the cave entrance and make sure nothing. You guys can kind of say, guard the entrance. Don't let him come out.
Yeah, I think we're all just going to be like at the door, like waiting to see who comes out.
If there's a sharp-looking
friend
rock,
inside.
I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to pick up a sharp-looking rock and hold it so I can bash whatever the hell.
Oh, here, wait. You can have my name's Cornelius, Corny, for you.
Magic.
Not,
Magic.
Oh, thank you.
We're not primitives.
Wait.
We make
We have-
$20,000 a year leading people up.
we have to kind of know the language a little bit. We get a lot of people.
They start talking shit about you guys in Tibetan. Like,
But I do kind of wonder if we could pick up like a rock and
yes.
throw it at the other rock. Maybe we can get the rock to fall over a cliff or something.
Well, you're in a basin, there's no cliff.
Oh. Well, to get it farther away, it seems dangerous.
Mhm. Very bad burn.
Dangerous, yeah.
Anyways, we'll stand guard, or I'll stand guard. I don't know about Wang Ching.
Yeah.
Are you
I will
guys,
stand guard as well. It's the closest I have.
Do they not hear us running after?
yeah. Do you guys
Friends.
go around the opposite side of the fire?
Oh, I guess I was picturing it with the fire more in the center, and we'd both gone around it so that we saw some of the action on the other team.
Yeah, the fire is
That's not-
fairly large, so it's obstructing your view right now of Edith and Frederick. So you're on one side, and you can continue around it.
So it's more like a semicircle than a circle.
The basin is a circle. The fire's in the center of the circle.
Right. So if they went toward the cave and he attacked them, then that should not be. I guess the blaze is bigger than I'm picturing.
It is bigger than you're picturing.
Right.
So in the circle, if it's a clock, the cave opening is at the 2 o'clock position. You guys entered into this at the 5 o'clock position. And so Frederick and Edith were heading up towards 4 and 3 and 2. And you guys went to 6 and 7 and 8. And it was over at 8 that you were
Prisoners were.
the prisoners were at 8. You guys got burned at 7. And so you guys can continue going around to 9, 10, up to 12 and come looping around the center fire, which is it's a huge pyre, it's a big bonfire, and avoid, if you go that way, you can avoid the chance of being burned by the green glowing rock again.
So the rock was at 6 o'clock, and the fire is in the
7.
center.
Yeah,
7.
Fire's on the center.
All right.
The green glowing rock's at 7.
I thought the fire was coming out of the rock in a sense. Okay, yeah. The only way it only makes sense that we would continue clockwise rather than retreat, because the burning rock, and also that's closer to where our friends are hopefully be.
Yeah. All right. So as you guys are continuing to go around the bonfire, kind of looping clockwise around the bonfire, I'm assuming that Frederick and Edith were going to be following Father Ghost into the cave. So you guys would be just seeing the tail end of them dashing in. Speaking of that, let's go to the chase. I need Edith and Frederick to each make con rolls, please. And I need to know what your moves are.
74, and I have a move of 6. So
My
a
move is
fail
9.
and a bad move.
I got a 15 con, which is hard. I can make it extreme if that's important, and I'm a 9 move.
Okay. I rolled a 1 for my con, so I got an extreme success. And then what did you fail your con, Frederick?
I did.
Okay.
I'm very slow with the 6 already.
You are very slow. Okay, so Edith, you and Father Ghost are incredibly fast and will be outdistancing Frederick pretty easily.
Here, take this weird space sword.
If I remember this right, and changing, you can use that as an action. So you are going to, we take the difference. So Frederick, your move value drops to 5. Edith, yours will stay at 9. Mine will stay at 9, meaning that we're each going to get 4 move actions versus Frederick's 1 move action. So anything that we want to do costs a move action. Okay. So since I had the extreme con, I'm going to go first. You see, Father Ghost runs in to the cave. So that's going to be one of his actions. And he goes deeper into the cave. That'll be his second action. It's dark in there. So with that second move, he's vanished. So you don't know what's going on beyond that. But you hear a strange sound, almost kind of like a growling sound. Edith, you have 4 actions. What do you want to do?
I'll turn to Long. I used to be a runner. Here, you give me the sword. I'm gonna go after him.
Like, I'm taking. Yeah, take
Right.
space sword.
So taking the sword, the stone sword, is 1 action, and you have 3 actions remaining.
I'm just running after him.
Okay. You go into the cave, and then you go into the cave again. That's 2 actions. For your third action, you need to make a choice as the cave divides. And this is a very natural, it doesn't look like it was formed by hands. It wasn't carved. It's a natural vent of some sort. And it has a very steep slope, and it's covered in ice. So it's basically, it looks like a slide, and you have a left one and a right one.
Okay.
You may make a spot hidden.
Okay. See, 51. My roll is 54. I'll spend the 3 luck.
Okay.
Yes.
The one on the right, the ice and little bits of snow, chips or whatever. On the right, it looks as if it's had recent disturbance, like something has slid on it on the one on the right.
Yep, I'm heading that way.
Okay. Make a jump roll as you dive in and control your slide.
Oh no. That's base 20. And I rolled a 70. No, I can't even save myself from that one.
Okay. You fall as you jump in, so take 1 hit point of damage.
Okay.
But you are still in, and you are sliding, but uncontrollably. So you're kind of like twisting around. Sometimes you're head first, sometimes your feet first. You're just kind of twisting around as you're tumbling down this ice slide. And then Frederick, as this all happens so fast, and you just kind of start to run into the cave.
So slow.
You get 1 dot movement on the cave.
Yay.
But just as you run in, the other folks are coming around, and they see you lightly jogging into the cave.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any whoosh sound. It's more of a
More of a, it's less of a whoosh and more of a wheeze.
Dr. Long, where did they go?
Hell if I know. They're so fast.
Can I make a spot hidden to try to figure out maybe which way they went?
So is everyone going into the cave? I mean, you guys just came around the bend and you saw Frederick running into the cave. Is everyone following Frederick into the cave?
I'll follow.
I feel like I should come with you. I have the speed anyway if you need me.
Yes. Your name?
Wang Shendongpa.
Wang Shen. Thank you.
I'm going to guard the entrance so that if he comes out, I shoot him.
Okay.
That's not going to do any good. You got to come with us.
If we all go, then what if he comes around the other way?
Your gun's not going to stop him.
Why not?
Trust me. Edith shot him and he just recovered. It just regrew.
You're all the way in the cave. We can't really be having this conversation. But
I'm not that fast.
He's run 3.5 feet since we caught up.
Say all the way in the cave.
All
is not where I am at.
if you want me to come, I'll come with you. It's very dangerous going into a cave in the mountains.
Well, I'm wondering if the kind monks, I mean, we had to have some kind of torches to work camp at night. So I assume that we have some kind of thing to light from the kind monks, but I don't think we have 4 of them between me and Corny. And I'm loath to rush in to the dark, unlit cave after everyone. As that one said, as Left Sacrifice said, what if he just has a back door? So the first question is about lighting.
Well, you did have your yaks that you had to leave behind when you were going to go up those steps.
Yeah.
I could foresee you having a small kit, like a stone and steel and, maybe even, box of matches. But what is it that you want to light on fire?
Well, that was the question. If we had like fat laden torches or oil lanterns or something from the monks.
Flashlight.
You can give me a luck roll.
That used to be more likely than it is now for some reason.
We've got a burning fire right here.
I made a luck roll.
Nice.
Fantastic. Yeah. So the pyre behind you, there is a usable stick that you can pull out of that and use as a torch.
Right. And even though it's a great blaze, I'm not going to burn myself any more than I would with the radioactive green rock.
Right. And it's on the other side of the fire.
Yeah. Right. So, arms against the heat, pick out something that looks like nice and dense and is a well-lit brand at the end, and then head toward the cave. Yeah.
All right. As you guys work your way deeper into the cave, again, it's a naturally formed cave, and you can see these 2 vents that are ice covered, and they have a steep decline and covered in ice, so they look like ice slides. There's one to the left and one to the right.
Do we hear Edith?
Whoa!
Make a listen roll.
Oh yeah, we're right there. Let's see.
No.
5. Look, now I can roll well.
All right.
That's an extreme success.
Of course, Edith is her cries are echoing all through the cavern, but you are able to focus and realize that her echoes are coming out of the right hand vent.
She went down this way, and
in we go, or I go.
You realize that once you go down, you'll never come up again.
that's excellent. I'm glad. I jump.
Yeah.
The world literally depends on this.
I don't know who you are.
No, but we cannot let them go alone. We have to go with them. They are idiots, but we have to help them.
Do we have any rope?
Most of our gear we left at the bottom of the mountains on the axe that we were hoping to survive if we get out of here.
Yeah.
It was not easy to climb up here.
Our dear friend was murdered. Do we not want to help get revenge?
Yeah. Revenge. Yes. Get him back.
That's against my better judgment.
And you guys can
Plus,
still
Noble,
you guys
we
can
can get
still
money out of
hear
it.
the sound of green meteors slamming into the mountains behind you.
Good.
Noble, we can get I just whisper, Noble, we can get more money out of him at the end.
I just would rather be alive, but whatever. If we go down this hole, how do we get back out again?
You should know. Sometimes there's always another exit.
That's not true.
I know, but a bit of optimism, Noble.
A bit of optimism isn't going to help.
While the Sherpas argue, I'm going to hand the one that has Cornelius's knife, the makeshift torch, and go back out of the cave. I'm going to perform an experiment eventually regarding the alien gun and the green rock.
Okay. All right. So you exit the cave. Cornelius and Frederick, I believe, have gone sliding.
Yep.
I'm waiting on the Sherpas to make a decision before I change camera.
I'm going to guard the one who went outside. You go down the hole.
Okay.
I'll go down with the torch.
All right. Norbu goes to catch up with Philip, and Wang Chen goes down into the ice slide. All right.
Yes,
we can get some rope eventually and drop it down the hole so that you guys can climb out.
I will see you soon, friend.
Fantastic. Since Wang Chen, Frederick, and Cornelius were not participating in the chase, no jump roll is necessary. You guys just kind of get into the slide and whee, and away you go. All right. We catch up to Edith as she is ejected out of the slide, and it's only like 1 foot off the ground, kind of comes out and hops, and she tumbles and rolls on the ground. And the crystal sword is right there by your hand, and you hear this room, this cavern, you immediately get the sense that it's enormous just from the sound and like air pressure. You just get the sense that it's enormous even without looking around yet. And you hear something, a growling, and as if someone is in pain, not too far away from you. And the lighting in this room is very kaleidoscopic. There's just a multitude of colors, and it seems to be flashing, right? Assuming you stand?
Yes.
As you stand, and assuming you have the crystal sword in hand now,
yep.
You look about, and the rear wall of this gigantic cavern, it looks like a giant window with weird, frayed, almost living edges, kind of fingering around on these edges. And it almost looks alive. And in this window is a gigantic image of outer space. And there seems to be something hanging in space. It's a mass of bubbling and exploding color, and it's just rolling and twisting within itself as it continues to bloom in different colors. And it looks like it is just right there on the opposite side. Scale it's so difficult to tell. Is it right there? Is it a million miles away from the window? It's impossible to tell. And standing before the window is the source of that growling, that sound of pain. And you see Father Ghost standing over there. and he has that bone-handled knife in his hand, and he seems to be cavorting in pain as his body is enlarging. It's swelling as he's getting taller and taller, and it's his flesh is tearing, and his whole body is reshaping, and you see that he gets, his muscles get thicker and knotted as he gets bigger and bigger. He gets to be 30 feet tall. He has 4 arms. His head splits vertically as his eyes roll to the sides, and a huge maw begins to open and close. The bone-handled knife that he's holding, it also enlarges and it becomes a human spine with a skull at the bottom and a giant blade coming out from the bottom of the spine as it turns into a gigantic bone spine sword as you see this gigantic creature standing before you. Edith, give me a sand roll,
Of
please.
course. Okay, come on. Sand. 41 is a pass.
41 is a pass. Okay.
Just a regular pass.
Just a regular pass. All right. Roll a d10. I'm sorry. Roll a d6.
Okay. That is a 3.
Okay. Lose 3. Actually, and I'm going to have you make a separate sand roll for seeing the rolling mass out through the window. I wonder what that could be.
That is, oh no, that's an 80. That's a fail.
Okay. Okay. Just roll a d20 for failing.
Come on. A 2. Oh my God. I rolled a 2.
Edith Thomas, made of steel. You stand there and you can feel cold sweat freezing in your scalp as you stand there with this crystal sword, as this white furry gug stands before you in front of this gate with Azathoth rolling and boiling in the background. His its colors illuminating this cavern. What do you do?
Going after him. I've got the sword. I'm going after him.
Father Ghost seems to be still kind of dealing with his transformation, so he doesn't seem very cognizant right now.
Yeah, I've got the sword. I'm going after him. This one's for Sylvia.
All right. So you can go and make a brawl roll with a bonus die. Actually 2 bonus dice because of his size, and so go for it.
15 is my best roll. That is a success.
All right. Roll 2d6.
Actually, can I make that an extreme? What's the extreme for 25? I should be able to. I rolled 15.
Extreme is 5.
5.
Yeah. I have the 10 luck. I'm going to make this an extreme.
Fantastic. Make it an extreme.
Okay, so 2d6 would be the 12, and then roll again for the damage.
Please.
So that makes it a 17. I have no damage bonus.
So 17 total.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you carve right down its thigh, and it bellows in pain, and it is angry. You have angered it. Very good. We're going to get another combat roll in before the cavalry arrives. What is your dex?
65.
You are faster than Father
Wow.
Ghost the Gug. You may attack. Because he is active in his defense, he will be making a fight back roll.
Do I still get the advantages because he's so
You'll
large?
get one advantage since he's not standing still anymore. But you still, because of his size, you're going to get a bonus die.
Okay, that's a 19. I'll bring it down to the 50. I'm going through all my luck. That's okay. It's worth it.
It is worth it, right?
Yes, that is just a regular success.
Regular success, and I failed my fight back. So you hit. Roll 2d6.
That is 8.
All right. It attempts to kick you.
Sure.
You want to dodge or fight back?
No, I'm gonna fight back. We're gonna keep going.
Fight back. Exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. Fantastic.
Luck's no longer with me. I failed both of those.
Okay. But luck is sort of on your side as you juke when he didn't, and his large leg kicks through air and misses. Just as that happens, Frederick, Cornelius, and Hua Cheng, they come dumping into the room. They tumble on the ground, and they see the sights of what's illuminating this room. They see the sight of this gargantuan giant, this white furry giant with a head splitting down the top. I need you guys to make 2 sand rolls. We'll make sand roll 1 versus the Gug and sand roll 2 versus Azathoth.
06. I apparently see Gugs every day of my life. And 60 is a fail against Azathoth, which I do not see every day.
Having a successful sand roll against the Gug, roll a d6. Having a failed sand roll against Azathoth, roll a d20.
Okay, I lost 2 points from the Gug, and I lost 8 points from Azathoth.
Give me an idea roll.
That is 1 shy of an extreme success with a 15.
Of course. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've studied astrophysics, like my whole life, and I look behind the thing behind the ice and just go, "What the fuck?"
Exactly. Give me a D10, please.
2.
As you look up and you see the majesty that is Azathoth, your eyes, your vision just blanks out. You can see nothing. You're blind as you start to scramble and claw at your eyes. Cornelius, how did your sand rolls go?
Okay, I rolled a 94 for the Gug. Is that a critical fail, or is that just a fail?
Nope, you'll just a fail. You'll roll a D10.
A D10. Okay, so here's the D10 for the Gug. Oh, that's lovely. I rolled a 9.
Nice. And how did Azathoth go?
And Azathoth was a 90.
Nice.
So that means a D20, I believe. So that's not good.
You need to do your intelligence rolls, though.
Should I do my intelligence roll?
We'll do it after.
Okay. And there's a 16, dropping me from 17 to 1.
Give me an idea roll.
An idea roll. Hey, there we go. 86. I am too nuts to know what the heck's going on.
Oh, good. You failed your idea?
Yeah, failed my idea.
Fantastic. Yeah. You do see this, and What others see when they look at Cornelius is that his eyes are bleeding, but you are still able to function as you choose to as a PC. Wang Cheng, how did although I like the crazy, how did your sand rolls go?
So I got a 45 for the Gug, which is a success. And I want to, and obviously it always happens to me, but I got 100 on the Azathoth.
You lose all 20. So roll your d6. Let's find out how much you lose all in total.
I got a 2 on that d6.
All right, so you've lost 22 sand. And let's have an idea roll.
Okay. Well, I have 45 in intelligence, and I rolled a 10, for fuck's sake.
That's awesome. Roll a d10.
A 1.
Okay, you are going to, as you come tumbling out of the ice slide, and you got up onto your knees when you had these visions of the things that are in this room, and your mind just shuts down, and you just still on your knees, you just kind of sit back so that you're comfortable, you know, that kind of thing where you're on your knees, but you're kind of sitting on your feet behind you, and you're just sitting there comfortably, still wide-eyed, slack-jawed, staring, unblinking at the window of Azathoth. You feel a pull. You feel something speaking to you. You're having a religious moment here. Before we continue with what's happening here in the cave, topside, Philip and Norbu, what do you guys do?
Well, I'm just making sure everything's okay with Philip. So,
okay.
Got my gun.
As you guys come out of the cave, the sky is falling with green meteorites, and it's getting worse. There are some that are starting to crash into some of the mountainsides of this basin that you're in, and so as they crash into that, rock slides are starting to come down into the basin. So far, not on the side that you're in, but it's starting to look pretty hairy out here.
Yes.
What do you guys do?
A wizard, a sorcerer, calling the rocks from the sky.
Do you know how he brought you here?
I was abducted. I don't remember. The three of us were taken in the night.
I have a strange weapon. I'm going to try to injure the powerful rock.
Yes.
And I'm going to sidle around, I guess, again, to the left from the cave entrance. So keeping clockwise from where we came in so that I can see the glow beyond the fire. Yep. And I'm not going to aim at the heart of it. I'm going to aim at the rock wall at its very edge, so that if I chip it and something bursts out, it'll be going perpendicular to me instead of back at me.
Okay.
And if it looks like it's going to explode, then I will know that I cannot damage it without at least dying and possibly releasing something. But I want to see if it can, because I think it's doing the drawing as much as the shaman inside the cave is.
Before he acts, since I was tied up here for a while, do I have any things that I can surmise that the rock is not important, or the rock was the focus of his magic, or
I was going to ask actually if it was glowing when you got here, but yeah.
So it was glowing when you got here, Norbu, and the wizard who was doing this ritual and eventually sacrificed your friend, it was an important part of the ritual. Every time, he kept working his way around and round and round the fire. And every time he came back around to that green stone, which apparently he didn't have an issue with. I mean, he was right there at it. He could touch it and everything. And he would, touch his blade to it. And he would, he was very involved. It was a focus point of his ritual. So it was very important to him, clearly. And then it seemed to culminate when he grabbed your friend and then gutted him and had all of his entrails and blood just pour onto the green stone, and then he just dropped your friend's carcass at the base of it.
Yeah, so it's very important. If we could destroy it, then maybe it will stop.
Yeah, at least slow him down. All right. So.
All right. So to make this shot, you're going to aim for a minute, so you can make this roll with a bonus die. So try and have a standard firearm, Migo gun firearm test.
That's 32. I remember from last time. I didn't write it down, but he just remembered.
I don't recall.
Oh, the first roll's a 15. So
it is 32, by the way.
All right, 32 so, it is.
Yeah. So 15 is a hard.
Yes, no. 32, half of that would be 16, but you're close.
15 is below 16.
Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. So fantastic. You did exactly what you wanted to do. You just kind of barely shaved and hit on the outer edge of it. And it's probably good that you did that, because as you nicked it on the side, it had this in modern day, we would say that it looked very much like a solar flare, as energy, green energy, just kind of wow, and it flared off of this thing as it got nicked by the Migo gun. And that solar flare that kind of flared off from it was large enough that it gouged into the mountainside that you guys had slid down earlier, and it just carved a huge smoking edge out of that portion of the mountain. And when you did that, you can see that the meteors that were falling, almost like how light bends through a prism, the meteors kind of bowed and moved in flight, and they changed direction, and now were falling at an angle that was perpendicular to where they were coming from before.
And I'm sorry, so the flare cut through the rim substantially.
It did.
And when it cut through, was it like erasing the matter, like the Migo ray does, kind of, or did it blast out?
Not as an erase. It really felt like it was a destruction, like it was a violent tearing through and destruction of it. Not so much of a erasure from existence.
But it, all right. And so, do the things that are drawn down, are they curving out of this rim now that they've changed trajectory?
Yeah, because the solar flare from the stone, even though it did not reach up and touch the stones that are falling from the sky, it must have had some kind of effect, maybe a magnetic wave or something, because now the meteors that are falling, they've bend and twisted, and now they're falling at a different angle than they were before, but they're still coming from the sky and punching through the clouds and crashing into these mountains up here more and more. I mean, it just sounds like freight trains are crashing all around you.
But did the beam damage the rock?
It did damage the rock. It took off, because the rock is jagged, and it's got almost like crystalline forms kind of growing off of it. And so the Migo beam, he got it so that it would just kind of edge it, and it struck at the very edge of it, and it blew off some of the crystals that were on the rock, and it reacted violently to that damage.
So if we could do this 20 times, then maybe we could eliminate the rock, but in the process we'd be everything's still falling, and we'd likely get vaporized the first time I had a bad roll, bad shot.
Your magic beam, it cuts through regular rock, yes?
Yes. A
What
channel?
What if we used it, yes, to make a channel or a hole and kick the thing down the hole?
I don't think we can get close enough to kick it. It burns with dark fire very hard. But
I could hit it with a rock or with the gun, knock it into the hole.
I could try to make a hole under it and displace it. Or we can see if our friends need help.
They're down there with the giant mirror looking into Azathoth. We don't want to go down there.
It's not safe out here. It's not safe until I think the savage ghost man is dead.
Are all of these in the sky the same as this one?
Yes, they look like that, but bigger.
I'm not sure they're magically charged. Edith taught me what she knew about the alien weapon. It gets lighter or heavier as it gets used up?
It gets more firm. It becomes less
squeezy.
Squishy. Yeah.
How do we feel about charges?
It had 10 charges.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm currently at 8. I don't know where you're at.
I think I might only have used it on what used to be Arlo and this rock.
So we'll say 8. You're at 8.
I don't know what to do. I have a wife and children, 5 children.
Then we can't stay out here. There are 2 tunnels in the cave, yes?
Yes.
Let us see what is in the tunnel, the other tunnel.
But it's down. Once you go down, you can't come back. It might be nothing in that tunnel. You could end up miles away from the other place. Perhaps we should go down the same tunnel as your friends. Come, I'll put my arm around you. Let's go save our friends.
All right. I'm going to take if there's another flaming piece of wood at the pyre, I'd like to at least slide it down the left side cave and see if we can see something before following them. When there are choices, there are choices.
Suddenly hear Edith go, "Ow!" Stop throwing flaming sticks at me. All right, let's go.
Yes, you can get a brand and toss it down the left side if that's what you want to do. When you toss it down the left side, it's quickly, because the descent is quite abrupt. It slides and it disappears from view, and you don't hear anything. And the light that's being emitted from it quickly vanishes. So you don't know
hear
if
anything from them down there.
Yeah, you hear strange sounds that are hard to understand. What nobody's actually saying words, but there's just weird kind of things going on, echoing out of the right hand side, since y'all are aware of what direction everyone else went. But throwing that brand down the left side, it eventually disappears, and the light that it was providing is gone. So you're not sure if the act of sliding snuffed it out, or if it just went too far away, or what happened to it.
Or if it goes to the side of the earth.
Right.
We know they're down there. We can hear them.
Okay, friend, let's fight.
So you guys going to go into the right hand? Okay.
Same
All
as
right.
them. Yeah.
Same as them. All right. So you guys will be arriving shortly. Frederick, what is and Cornelius, you still have Nice. You still have your free will. So what are y'all's dexterities? Unfortunately, Wang Chang is frozen. But Frederick, you're blind.
I'm blind, but I have a gun.
You do have a gun.
I could shoot Edith in the back on accident.
You can do whatever you want with that gun. I won't put you in dex order, so I'll let you use that whenever you want. Cornelius, what's your dex?
60.
60. Okay, Edith, you are still at the top of the order. What do you want to do?
Fighting.
Okay, Frederick, you'll be able to make a listen roll before you do anything. So if you have a successful listen roll, then you'll have only 1 penalty die when you shoot your gun. If you fail your listen roll, it'll be 2 penalty dice.
Excellent.
All right, Edith, you're attacking with the sword. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, he's going to attempt to fight back. All right. What do you do?
I'm going to take my luck all the way down to 3 to make this an extreme success.
Damn it. Because I roll an extreme. But since I'm not dodging, I don't win the tie. So you win this. Damn, I rolled an 05. All right. So you win the contest of extremes. Go right ahead. Roll
right,
2d6.
So 12 plus 8, so 20.
Oh my God. Okay. So you carve into him and you just utterly disembowel him. And as he stands there, he quivers and lets go of what was once the bone-handled knife, now a gigantic bone-handled sword. And the sword falls from his hand. It clatters on the ground. And of course, you guys were fighting like really close, like right next to that giant window or whatever. And so the sword clatters to the ground and it almost like bounces, and then it flicks and it goes through the window and just vanishes. And so then what was Father Ghost, all 4 arms come down and they're trying to hold his guts inside, but he's failing to do so as they start to leak and pour out. And then with a torrent, all of the internal organs just fall out onto the floor and his legs quiver and he drops to his knees and then onto his face as he squishes his own organs. You have destroyed that which was known as Father Ghost.
And then we arrive and we're like,
yep. And then Cornelius, as you're standing there watching this, it looks amazing. And then there's like a vent up high on the left-hand side, up near the ceiling of this chamber, and a snuffed out torch comes out of that vent and clatters to the ground. And then moments after that, Norbu and Philip, they slide into the room and tumble onto the floor. And I need Norbu and Philip to only make 1 sand roll each as you see the giant kaleidoscope that is Azathoth.
8.
Fantastic. So with a successful, roll a d10.
I also was successful.
Roll a d10.
3.
Nice.
2.
You guys are all made of stern stuff. Not as stern as Edith, I'll say.
No, indeed. It smells terrible here.
It does smell terrible. You look at Edith and she's covered in blue-black goo as she stands there, and the crystalline sword, it's beginning to retract and return back into the shape of just a stone.
Can we hear the echoes of the
rock shitting?
Yeah. You still hear the boom, boom. I mean, it sounds like artillery fire.
Yeah.
Gotta destroy that window.
Yeah. What's that's? I can't even look at that. Have you shot it, Edith?
Wang Chang, you snap out of it.
Is there like some sort of magical symbol or thing on the floor that's causing the window to stay open, like a gateway?
Not that you notice.
Does the floor have loose rocks and things on it?
Destroy the window, I guess.
No, the floor is fairly smooth. There's a few stalagmites, around, but in the main area, it's fairly smooth. And the giant corpse of the creature is laying on the ground on top of its own organs, and it has 4 arms, that branch off at the elbows, and the right hand arms, both of those are through the portal as it just lays there on the ground.
Is it still gigantic or is it shrinking?
It's still gigantic.
Well, I'm going to just try to shoot the terrible glowing amorphous blob that doesn't belong here.
Through the window?
Through the window. It must break whatever this membrane is.
All right. You don't need to roll because it'd be like hitting the broadside of a barn. Yeah. So you fire the Migo gun, and it just the beam enters into the portal, and you can just see, this beam. It just continues to, like a straight line. It's just going deeper and deeper into the background, and it's like a pin going towards a gigantic balloon out there in space, and eventually you lose sight of the beam.
Yeah, I've pointed a flashlight at the moon when I was a kid. Well, have you figured a way out of here?
Is there any other holes going up?
You can scout around and maybe do some spot hidden rolls.
I'm going to look at the Father Gug and see if he has any magical items that are keeping this gateway open, like a magic ring or
Right. So one pair of arms are through the portal, and so you can only see his right arm to the elbow. His divided forearms are through the portal and gone, and his left arms are bare. He's a gigantic monster creature, and he's effectively nude and doesn't have anything.
The torch I dropped down the left-hand tunnel, if I prod the charred end of that into the mirror window and pull it out, does it come out intact?
It does come out intact, but covered in ice.
Right. Well,
now we just got that rock up there that we got to get rid of.
I congratulate you, Norbu. You were right. It's hard to get out of an icy cave.
Yeah.
I know gate. I know it's tricky, but I think I've got it down now.
Gate us
in
out.
Fact, you guys should have been gaining Cthulhu Mythos, right? So it's just 1 point though, right? So 3 points.
No, I got 0.
Oh, you have 0. Oh, you'll get 5. And Wang Cheng will get 5, but I believe everybody else will get 2, right? One for the Gug and one for Azathoth. So Cornelius, give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
All righty. Great. Let's see here. All right. Let's see if I can do something spectacular. Oh no! Look at that. It's a complete failure. Even beyond what all my luck could do.
Even beyond. All right.
84. I rolled an 84 out of 20.
I have a dangerously large amount of Cthulhu Mythos points. So let's see. That's a regular success.
A regular success.
Yeah.
There are some theories when it comes to gates. There are some theories that some gates may be triggered to close or be destroyed, depending upon the state of the caster as they pass through it. But that's a theory.
We might just be able to shovel his body through this hole and close it.
Yeah, get rid of him.
Yeah, it shouldn't be on this. It shouldn't exist here anyway.
Here, guide me. I can help push.
Yeah,
Though I can't see.
What the hell has happened to your eyes? Wait, Corny's got bloody eyes. Yours are just glassy. You can tell me later. Come with me, and I'll lead Longover, and we'll each take one of the bottom legs, and if I can point the Sherpas to help us with the side, and we'll heave this thing into the void. Just don't go through it, and point to the icy stick.
It actually is an easier task than you thought because of all the organs, all of his guts that he's laying on top of is acting as a slippery agent, and you're able to just kind of slide him on his own organs and just kind of you're able to just kind of push him through, and as he kind of tumbles into that void, this gigantic window it begins to kind of flash like a strobe light, and you can see the frayed edges of it begin to pull in on themselves as the window is closing more and more and more. What do y'all do? It's about half the size of what it was, and it's continuing to close.
Does the room or cavern we're in seem to be stable, or does it seem like it's starting to be shaken apart?
It still seems pretty stable.
We just have to get a light before all the light from there goes away. We have parts of 2 torches and flint and stone and steel.
I do that all the time, so I get the fire going.
Everyone can make power rolls.
I will spend 4 points of luck to pass with the 64.
Oh, luck. Oh, that's right. I can use luck.
Regular.
I got a 95, so
I've got a hard success.
May I use luck?
There's a whine. There's a weird sound as this portal is collapsing more and more and more. And those of you with successful, especially the hard success power rolls, you have a really bad feeling about this as it's closing. And it's almost like there's a pitch, a whine that's getting louder and louder as it's starting to collapse in on itself.
Do I have time to cast Gate?
You do.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Can
you have the notes on how to do that?
The rock up above. We got to get out of here.
I'm gonna. As that thing is closing, I'm gonna stick that frozen staff into the hole so that there's something, a little part that isn't, unless it just breaks it off.
Okay. So you're going to stand right up at it with the frozen firebrand in the center.
I love the way you phrased that. That's what I was planning to do.
Fantastic. Cornelius, do you have your notes on how to cast that spell, or do I need to look it up?
You'd probably need to look it up. But the thing is, if there's a way to climb out to get up to the top, I'd rather do that. I don't want to spend our last gamble.
Well, no one has searched the cavern to see if there's any other exits or anything.
Could I instead perform a spot hidden?
Would you rather do that?
I'd rather do that because I have a real spot hidden. Well, I just jinxed myself, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I got an 09 out of my spot hidden of 90.
Oh my
Boom!
God.
Critical.
You spot all the hiddens. Yes, you see another cavern, a vent of some sort over there to the right.
Look, there's maybe an escape.
I would look if I could, Cornelius.
Oh, here, take my arm.
But just head towards that hole and get out.
The gem I have, does it feel strange?
No, it's actually returned to its original size, and it's even recollapsed, and so it's back into being a closed geode.
I'm gonna throw it back through the gate.
Okay.
Throw it.
Oh no!
It goes through the hole.
That might have been the thing to destroy the rock upstairs.
So is everyone running for the side tunnel, or is Philip going to stay behind?
I'm going to try to catch the rock that she threw.
It's gone.
Swinging the stick backwards, batting the geode. No, right. Do I feel this whine that was troubling me? Does it feel like there's a pressure differential involved?
Yeah, you have a really bad feeling about this. It's building up.
Run! Grab Philip, Frederick, run!
So, yeah, I'm taking Frederick right on up.
Okay,
right.
Everyone, give me individual dex rolls, please.
Oh, 8 out of 75.
3! Oh, 3!
55, that's a success.
Hard success.
Got a hard success.
96.
So Philip failed. Anybody else other than Philip fail? Nope. Only Philip failed. You guys were racing for this exit, and as you all get in, Philip naturally was the last one, and unfortunately, he didn't quite make it to safety as the portal closed and finally, zapped closed. There is an explosion. And the concussive force blasts into Philip, knocking him into the wall, where he takes 6 points of damage.
Out of my 6 points of damage.
So give me a con roll, please.
My con, which was reduced in half by 15 points earlier by a strong dose of radiation. Well, I can spend 4 points to do that, and I think I will.
Okay.
Stick it out.
Bleeding. You guys, the blast rocks you, but you guys were all safe from the concussive blast. Who, other than Philip, who was last into the cavern for safety? Who was last?
I'm being led by somebody since I am blind.
So you're not last.
I had the lowest dex score out of everyone else, so I
Wang
probably
Cheng,
would have been.
as you barely get in, you look back as you hear the sound of Dr. Baxter's body smash into the wall like a sack of rocks, and you look back. Blood is pouring from his mouth, and it's bubbling as he's exhaling, and he's just like, ugh! And you heard many of his bones break.
Oh my God! I will go over to him, and I will put him on my shoulders, and I will.
All right. Baxter doesn't take any extra damage, but he is in incredible pain as you pick him up. All these broken bones are poking and punching into nerve clusters that have never been poked before. And
I am sorry, my friend.
You're able to take his legs and tie him around your waist like a sweater. And no, but you're starting to haul him out. And it's a slow ascent as you guys are climbing your way through this vent, this fissure, and eventually it comes out through an opening that you didn't notice for the basin. And as you come out into back into the basin, you look down, and the bonfire has burned itself out, and the green rock is no longer glowing, and it's just this dark, almost green black color, and the sky, the dark green clouds are starting to dissipate, and you can feel a cold wind coming down from the mountains.
Oh. Did we do it as it stopped?
It looks like it.
You no longer hear the sound of freight trains, and the sky is no longer being pelted by green meteorites.
God.
At which point I will just start crying.
What? I'm sorry. What happened to the green rock that was here?
It looks like it's gone cold. It's
Burnt
now
out.
a dark green color with a black center, and the bonfire is out, and all this, so it looks like it's gone inert.
About that gate, Cornelius.
Yeah, I think I can get us maybe as far as back to.
Oh God, is Dr. Baxter dead?
No, he's okay.
No, he is very badly hurt. He has broken many bones, but
he's not going to survive out here.
No,
for
we
long.
need to go.
I think I can get us back to where we stayed. Maybe as far as India? I'm not sure how far this thing can go.
Take us to Lhasa. That's pretty
home.
close. I don't, or home or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gate could go like 10,000 miles with just 3 POW points.
Yeah. So why don't you
First, you could all come out the other end 50 years older.
I don't expect to live much longer.
Yeah. Why don't you do 3 magic points, and you don't have a lot of sanity, do you?
I'm ready to commit myself to the same.
So go ahead and spend the last of your sanity. Spend 3 magic points and give me a power roll, please.
All right. So 1, 2, 3. Boom. So I can easily afford that. I cannot so much easily afford this. And then with my luck and my POW, bingo. Okay. Now I'm going to use some sanity. Does getting a hard POW help?
It will
not
help.
Sanity, I mean luck.
Luck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So spend the luck, and having a hard POW would be probably beneficial.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. Let's see. Okay, so I have 65. I rolled 69. So 4, 35, 35. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry, math. 69. I need to get to 35. Okay, there we go. Sorry. All right, so that's 34. Okay, and then there we go. Bingo. Okay, done. Hard. I've got 11 luck left.
And you were opening that gate to Lhasa, right?
Yeah, Lhasa.
Okay. Yeah. So the gate opens, and you guys see the British consulate there in Lhasa. It's just right there on the other side of this weird window that Cornelius has opened.
Go through.
Go through what?
This gate that's opening before us.
Let's go.
Just, I can hold it. Just go quickly.
I've got you, Doctor.
Yeah, I hope somebody just grabs and pulls me through. I mean, I'm completely
right.
blind at this point.
Everyone traverses through the gate. Cornelius comes through the gate. When Cornelius comes through the gate, though, he collapses, and his mind is just erased. He just has a blank. So he basically goes into a coma where he's just staring off into space, drooling, and that's how he spends the rest of his years. Cue sad, Incredible Hulk music as Dr. Banner's walking away down the lonely road, as we bring the Spawn of Azathoth campaign to a close. You guys were able to successfully thwart the coming of destruction.
But Wei Cheng and I live just 3 miles from where we were. Now we've got to walk 400 miles to get back to our house.
Sounds like a you problem. We just saved the earth.
And Zebedee's perfectly fine as he comes out of the hospital.
Wondering where all of his friends are.
Wondering where everyone is, not knowing.
Being trained as an astronomer, essentially, I need to be an invalid because I can't work anymore.
Your eyes never come back?
I hope they do eventually. I don't know.
Maybe you become a fortune teller and you
maybe
start wearing a turban.
They will.
I mean, Cornelius surviving might get a sanity reward for some successes, but he had touched 0. But then again, I touched 0 hit points.
Dr. Philip Baxter goes home and suddenly he goes, "Oh, now I remember.
My children are terrible."
We could have prevented all of this.
And there we are.
Wow.
Fun. Really
excellent,
fun.
John. Excellent.
That's good.
So what was going on?
What was going on?
What was Nemesis?
Nemesis.
Meteorite?
Nemesis was the meteorite. It was the comet. It was carrying a portion, an element of Azathoth. And so with Nemesis crashing onto the planet, it was preparing and seeding the planet in such a way that it would make it habitable for Azathoth to come and visit physically. But you closed the gate by destroying the wizard, Father Ghost. And so with that being unable to, with that option closed to him, that shut down the plans of Azathoth. So there you go.
How did Baxter get involved so heavily in all of this?
He had visions in his dreams as he was traveling through the dreamlands. He encountered Father Ghost and started to kind of pick up on the fact that he was gathering the intelligence and the knowledge that he needed in order to create the gate and do the summoning to actually pull Nemesis to Earth and be that herald for Azathoth. And he was going to try and thwart him on his own, but bad things happened to him. And since he encountered you guys in the Dreamlands as well, of course, it was your unconscious forms. You didn't realize that you were dreamers originally. He thought, "Oh, I have potential allies that can help me defeat this," and which is why he looked to get you in on the action.
So even someone as mild-mannered as Myron Dexter or Frederick Long, he already had a link to that was more than acquaintance in the waking world.
Yeah.
And was Father Ghost from Earth, or was he something else to begin with?
He was something else. He was a gug that was transformed and disguised as a human in order to be more stealthy in his acquisition of knowledge and use of it. And he needed his human form to be in the waking world.
All right. Shall we finish it?
Yes.
First of all, let's say thank you very much, John, for running this for us.
I had a blast. Thank you.
Our players included Josh Harwood, Morgan Llewellyn, Holly Buteau, Stuart Lively, David Gasway, and myself, with John Hook as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games and learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production. In order to create a richer listener experience, we provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all of the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.